I have a quick announcement. I'll be streaming either on the 21st or the 22nd for the 1K special. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Flashback. Son, come on. You can just send us at least 3,000. By the way, this is backwards, so I'm not reading it backwards. A man on the phone spoke out. Pa, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do it, Blake replied as he rubbed his temples. You work in Japan, and I'm only making for 3,000 pesos, the man on the phone, who seems to be Blake's father, told him. His father soon hung up. Blake let out a sigh. Even if I'm working in Japan, doesn't mean I suddenly have a fucking mansion. Doesn't mean that I'm suddenly fucking rich, Blake complained. Sure, I want to help them, but ugh, whatever. I need to go to my job. It's my first day today, he mumbled. Blake soon headed to the building he was supposed to work at. He was fine, and with a small building was pretty okay. If it takes good pay, I'll endure the hardships, he mumbled. Soon a tall man with purple eyes walked up to him. He looked at the tall blonde. His hair was neat, and his clothes looked very formal. He wore a suit and tie. His skin was pale, and the smile that he wore looked fake. Good morning. I assume you're Blake Rozelski? He asked. Blake nodded. And you are? He asked. My name is Mortimer. Well, come in. All right. Before you come in, I have something to ask, Mortimer asked. Blake raised an eyebrow. What's your favorite genre? He asks. Well, romance and action, Blake replied. Oh, well, good choice. Mine is horror, Mortimer replied. But I specifically love psychological horror, Mortimer replied. Mortimer is a mysterious man. He was also Blake's boss. At that time, Blake thought that he would have a respectful life, a nice job, but it all ended up a mistake. A fucking mistake. Blake. Meanwhile, you let out a sigh as you walked on the empty street. You were quickly taken aback by the poster your eyes had laid upon. It was a missing poster for Bob. You left your heart drop. With a serial killer on the loose, you couldn't help but worry. Blake, too. He told you that the two of you should meet up at noon at the cafe. He told you that he was ready to reveal everything. But what was everything, you thought? Your thoughts were cut off by a voice you hoped you would never hear again. Yin. A voice spoke out. You looked around to see Miyoku. You let out a deep sigh. Whatever it is, I'm not in the mood, Miyoku. You spoke out as she walked to you. She was quick to stop you. What? She glared at you, but she was unfazed. I hear Sir Akaza carried you in his arms and placed you in his office. She raised an eyebrow. And, you asked, and when you pulled that stunt where you acted all drunk and cute around Tanjo's Sabito and Q, I got jealous, but I soon realized that it was the most horrible acting I've ever seen. She added, you were about to open your mouth. But she added something, but they fell for it. So teach me your ways on how to be a slut. You cut her off by slapping her. She was quickly falling to the ground. You let out a snort. That's going to leave a mark. You spoke out as you soon left. She was in disbelief. You slapped her. This wasn't a part of her plan. She thought you would agree with her, but her shocked face soon turned into a smirk. No, this is good, she mumbled. She then let out a chuckle. You're digging yourself a grave, Yin, she mumbled, not realizing that it was her who was digging her own grave. As you walked away, you headed to a nearby park. You angrily sat down Calm down, Yen. Calm down. You mumbled as you breathed in and out to calm and relax your nerves. You were pissed. No, angry. Wait, no. You were enraged that she had the audacity to do that to you. To disrespect you like that. You had no regret slapping her with all your might. You hoped that that slap left a mark on her cheek forever. While you were focused on calming yourself, you didn't notice a boar mascot approached you. You soon felt something soft sit next, brush your past your skin. You were startled as you turned to see a boar mascot. It slowly turned its head to you. You let out a small laugh. The boar stared at you. Oh, sorry. What? That, but just the way you turned your head slowly looked so funny and adorable. You spoke out. You soon noticed where the boar mascot came from. The mascot seemed to be a character named Hosake from Thought Slayer. Isoke, right? You asked. The mascot nodded its head. The mascot soon pointed its finger to you and soon let out a thumbs up. Am I okay? You asked, decoding what he said. He nodded his head, telling you that you were correct. Well, I don't know, since I ran up to this girl who hates me. Well, I also hate her back, but today she just really got on my nerves, you replied. Hosuke only stared at you. He seemed to be listening. I can't believe I'm going to share my feelings to a mascot, he mumbled. There are just a lot of things making me stressed right now, and I don't know how to get my shit together. You continued. You turned to look at Honosuke. You know, you're lucky you just get to slice some thoughts and look adorable. You added as he pat his head. You know, now that I think about it, you kind of remind me of a certain someone. You look like my best friend Inosuke, you commented. The mascot quickly looked away. Inosuke is weird, but in a good way. He's so fucking aggressive and teases me and gets me on my nerves so much that I'm starting to get annoyed. You spoke, but he can be cute and not annoying. He's really cool and passionate if he sets his eyes on something. I really admit that. Oh, right, he also loves boars like you, Honosuke. Maybe I should buy him Inosuke a boar onesie. He mumbled the last part. Well, either way, he's an amazing person. I like him. Not in a romance. You were cut off by a voice. You what? The voice spoke out. It seemed like it came from the mascot. He raised an eyebrow. The voice sounded familiar. Inosuke? You spoke out. What? No, this isn't Inosuke. Inosuke is not home. He spoke out. You let out a giggle as you quick to take off the mask. You were taken aback by the slight of your eyelids upon Inosuke's red face. He was blushing so hard from what you had said. She said she likes me. She likes me too, Inosuke thought. As his thoughts went wild, he was starting to get delusional. Inosuke, I didn't know you worked as a mascot. You laughed. It's December and Christmas is just a few weeks. I need to buy you a gift, he thought. I got bored, so I got a job, he replied. Who fuck gets bored and thinks to themselves, damn, I need to look for a job to be a functioning member of society. Ha ha. Actually, didn't expect from you, you laughed hysterically. Fuck you, he shrieked. You only laughed harder. The author didn't give me much screen time during the last chapters, and now that I have this is how I'm treated, he complained. Huh? You spoke out confused. What? Inosuke said, dumbfounded. Well, whatever, good luck with your job, you told him. Inosuke rolled his eyes. Go ahead and continue being unemployed and jobless, he spat out. You glared at him. You squeezed and pulled his cheeks. Shut it, you boar. I'm rich. I don't need jobs, you told him. Ow, ow, ow. This is boar hate crime, Inosuke spat out. Boar abuse, he added as he shrieked. You continued to squeeze and pull his cheeks despite his pleas for mercy. Time skip. Hey, guy. Hey, you, new guy, someone spoke out. Blake turned to see his coworker. His coworker looked around before saying something to him. My advice for you is to never make him angry, he continued. Blake raised an eyebrow. You've seen how powerful Mortimer's quirk is. It seems harmless on the outside, but once Mortimer shows his full sadistic intentions, his quirk becomes the most dangerous thing in the world. But if you piss him off or go on his bad side, you'll wish he would have just killed you, his coworker told him. I now know why he told me that, Blake mumbled. Blake, a familiar voice spoke out. He turned to see you. Yin, come here, sit down, he told you. The two of you were at the cafe. You did as he said and sat down next to him. So, you told me you had something important to tell me, you told him. Well, I just wanted to tell you everything I know, he told you. Well, you already told me that you work at a company and that you were the developer of this game, you replied. No, I am here to tell you more than that. I have teleportation quirk. Now, before I say anything, no, I tried teleporting out of this game, but I, for some reason, can't use it. He replied. You furrowed your eyebrows. Well, I guess that explains stuff a little. I also can't use my quirk, he told him. Why? What's your quirk? He asks. Promise not to laugh or judge, you told him. I promise I won't, he assured you. You hesitated for a while, but soon decided to tell him everything. I can hear food, you spoke out. You can what? He spoke in disbelief. I can hear food. If the food tastes amazing, it has a sweet tone. Every food has a different instrument, though. The food tastes bad, then all I hear is bad music. There are missed notes, or that the sounds are so sharp it can hurt your ears. Basically I hear music from food if I eat them, you replied. Well, that's a very unique quirk, he commented. Ugh, I feel like you're laughing at me from the inside, you pouted. No, I'm not. I'm many things, kid, but I'm not a type to make fun of people. Although, there are exceptions. He mumbled the last part. Well, there's not the only thing I'm here to tell you. I may have an idea on how we can escape this game. Your eyes quickly lit up. Really? You spoke out in disbelief. He nodded in response. Just like any game, there should be a limit as to how big this game is, like a map. There should be like those out-of-bounds things. That's why I haven't been working at school these past few days and visiting the places that have an exit point, he continued. Oh, I thought you were getting the milk, he commented. Well, I should have done that a long time ago, he replied. You let a gasp. Dad, are you thinking of seriously abandoning me? Your daughter? You shrieked. He rolled his eyes and patted your head. Calm your horses, you brat. I'm not abandoning you. Useless. You were quick to punch his arm. Ow, what the hell? He hissed in pain. Blake, since it's possible, we would be able to go back. Would we ever meet in the real world? You asked. Of course, why shouldn't we? You replied. Well, what's your name? Like your real name? You asked. It's Blake. I think I said Rodzgelski. My coworker thought it would be funny Easter egg to add me here, he replied. What about yours? He asks. My name is Yin Midoriya, he replied. Oh, so you have the same first... Wait, Midoriya? His eyes widened. You mean that you're related to the hero Deku? He spoke in disbelief, then looked at you from your head to toe. You don't look very heroic, he commented. He punched his arm again. Fuck you, you told him. Damn it, your punches hurt, he replied. Ian, he spoke out. This time his facial expression looked very serious. With the love interest. I think they're not themselves. I feel like they've changed. I think it's best if you avoid... Blake was cut off by a voice. Oh, I didn't think I'd see you two here. It was a familiar voice. And his voice sounded dangerous. The two of you turned to see Muzan Kibutsuji. Chapter 76. Blake's blood turned cold. Even though Muzan was smiling, he felt a threatening aura around him. Blake felt fear. My guess was correct. These bastards. They're obsessed with Yin. Blake thought, fuck, I need to tell Doggy to also watch over Yin. I don't know how capable these love interests are. We both know nothing. He thought, not showing fear to Muzan. Blake was frustrated as he couldn't tell you, since they would be watching. They'd be watching you. Oh, Sir Muzan, hello. You spoke out. Muzan gave you a small, sincere smile. I didn't think I'd meet you two here. In a cafe at that, he commented. We're best friends. We would hang out from time to time, you replied. Is that so? He mumbled, eyeing the two of you. Yes, that's just how it is with two of us, Muzan. Blake spoke out. Muzan glanced at him. Blake felt that Muzan's gaze was cold and had an undertone of threat. You were quick to notice in the atmosphere and quickly spoke up. Sir Muzan, what brings you here? You asked. You can just call me Muzan, Yin. Also, I came here to some things I need, and I soon found the two of you here, he replied. Oh, well, Sir Muzan, you soon got up from your chair. It was nice meeting you here, but Blake and I have to go, you added. Muzan only gave you a fake smile. All right, then. Take care. He spoke as he watched the two of you leave. Time skip. He let out a sigh. It'd be such a pain to patch all of the stuff, but I need to do it. I'm moving to Melody and Ami's place. You mumbled as you were headed to the old apartment. As you headed there, you soon heard a bark. You raised an eyebrow and turned around. It was dumb-ass dog, you spoke, confused. You then see dumb-ass dog look at you from top to bottom. You grew even more confused as he only stared at you. It barked at you once before leaving. Well, that was weird. Now that you think about it, dumbass dog has been acting very weird, especially that Melanie and Ami had told you. Why would he suddenly be protective of you, checking up on you from time to time? All of it made you confused. He also wasn't showing his love for the listeners. Wait, I'm supposed to not know that bitch-ass dog flirts with their listeners? You mentally slapped yourself. You soon arrived at your old apartment building. The feeling of being watched and the memories of you finding out that someone broke into your house came flooding in. It made you feel uncomfortable and uneasy. You hated it. You soon froze in your spot. You couldn't make a move over how much thoughts your mind has been flooded in. Yin, a deep voice spoke out. You turned to see Obanai. Oh, Obanai, wasn't expecting you. You spoke out. He then looked at you from head to toe. I came here because I needed something from Sanami. But he recently texted me that he wasn't home, he replied. How about you? What are you doing here? He added. Well, I'm moving to another apartment. I just need to pack my stuff, my clothes and everything, he replied. Well, maybe I can help you, he suggested. Oh, well, sure. I'd love an extra hand, although I prefer Kabarumaru, I think that's how you say his name. He chuckled. He doesn't have hands, and before you even say another word, no, you can't kidnap him, he told you. Damn it, you cursed under your breath. Well, let's go now, shall we? You added. He nodded his head and followed you into your apartment. You slowly opened your apartment door. A mix of pleasure and unpleasant memories came flooding in your mind. You were frozen in your spot until you felt a warm hand on your shoulder. Yin, you all right? He asks. Yeah, I'm fine, Obanai. I'm just shaken up, you replied. You slowly walked in your apartment. Well, I'll go grab boxes I've hidden. Oh, and Obanai, can you get the tape? I have it inside my bedroom, he asked. Sure, you replied and headed inside your room.